It's now time for the morning show on XL7-TV.
Good morning and welcome to the morning show on XL7-TV. I'm Bob Reckenwall, and that over there is Scooter Callies.
The one and
Now
only.
you're whoop, whoop.
The one
Salute.
and the only.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How come?
I'm the Scooter Callies.
The one and only.
The one and only. Good or bad?
We appreciate
I'm the
you
one and
joining.
only.
That's enough.
Okay. Did I tell you that I am the... It's going to be one of them mornings.
Yeah, I bet. Appreciate you joining us this morning. We're brought to you by Brewed Awakening Coffee. 3 locations to serve you. Highway 62 East, stop by Walmart. The BRMC Plaza. I keep saying Plaza. Why would I say Plaza?
It's only you. I don't know.
Maybe they need to move it to the Plaza.
There you go. Tell them.
There you go. BRMC lobby, located in the lobby at BRMC. If you haven't been there in a while, go in there and check it out. It's changed. It really has. You just walk in.
They've decked it out really nice. They've remodeled it. It's actually really pretty inside.
If you go in the mid-morning, got a lady there sitting there playing the grand piano and making music. It's really nice. The big and busy location is Bomber Boulevard. About this time in the morning, they will be busy, but they can serve you anyway. And if you're looking for some coffee or cappuccino or frappuccino or cinnamon roll or a huge cinnamon roll or just a bigger cinnamon roll than you get anywhere else,
it's about it.
go by and see them. Apple turnovers, cherry turnovers, scones, blueberry muffins, banana nut bread muffins. Who knows? They may still have a pumpkin spice muffin.
They got something for everybody, whether you're a coffee fan or not. They got you covered.
You ever drink coffee?
I do on occasions. It's very seldom. I'm just not a big coffee fan.
I don't know that I've ever tasted it. Ever.
Well, you never know if you haven't tasted it. You got to at least try it.
Yeah. Anyway, Brewed Awakening Coffee, go by and check them out. And at this time every morning, we're brought to you by the morning prayer. The morning prayer is brought to you by Roller Funeral Home with all our respect. It's not just what's on the marquee, it's just how they do business. Renata Jenkins-Byler and her staff all over the state of Arkansas and over in Memphis, Tennessee. They'll be glad to help you in your time of need, and truly it is a calling that not everybody can handle, and they do a great job with it. So please now join us for the morning prayer. Father God, we just thank you for the day that you've given us, and thank you for the weather that seems to be a roller coaster at this time. 1 minute it's rain, 1 minute it's sunshine, but it's your plan and your ultimate wisdom on what we're going to get and what we need at the time. Sometimes we just get a nice, hard, heavy rain just to calm things down, to slow folks up a little bit. And we thank you for that. Lord, we just pray for our first responders, our firefighters, our police force, our EMTs, our school teachers, and our students as they wrap up this school year. Believe it or not, school is almost over once again. And we just pray that you'll keep all these students safe. Lord, we pray for our government, our president, pray for Ukraine. We just pray whatever you've got scheduled and planned for that it turns out the way that it's supposed to. Lord, we just thank you for the things you've given us each and every day. And it's in your name we pray. Amen. You know, it's kind of crazy, everything that's going on in our world today, but you can sit back and watch and see how things are growing and the plants are blooming and the flowers are blooming. Walked out in my garden last night and checked on it, and things are just popping out of the ground. In some parts of our world, things are slowing down, and in some parts of our world, things are just normal. And thank God we live in a spot where it's kind of just normal.
Yes, thank God. Yeah, I'm with you there 100%.
There we go. We're going to be right back after a word from Bob and Linda Zadora from the Z Team, and we'll be back with the weather in just a minute.
Hi, it's Bob Zadora, the Z Team, Century 21 Lemac Realty, 1024 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. As you know, we are all facing some unusual times. Be calm. Be smart. The business world of real estate will continue. We may have some delays and some changes that are out of our control, but life will go on, and this too will pass. Give thanks for this wonderful country that we live in. Give thanks for the neighbors that we share. If there's anything we can do to give you a hand, give us a call. 870-405-0793. And check out our website, retiredtoarkansas.net.
We're back with the weather, brought to you by the Z-Team, Bob and Linda Zadora, realtors you can recommend to a friend. Let's take a look at the White River shot, brought to you by the Z-Team. Well, that's nice. That's all you can say.
That is a beautiful shot this morning.
Not only is it nice, but it's peaceful.
It is.
There's not a whole lot going on there. That is what you call Arkansas laid-back life. You know?
Could you imagine getting up in the morning, getting a cup of coffee? I know you're not a big coffee. What do you drink in the morning? Let me take the picture. All right. Get you a nice thing of water, nice glass of water, and sit out there and see that every morning.
I'd have to suffer through it.
It'd be tough.
It'd be tough. That shot is from Marion County going into the city of Cotter. Off to your right, where you see those two lights on the building side, that's Contractor's Trust. And over to the left is the baseball field, the Railroad Museum. And far to the left, where you see some lights kind of crossing the river, that's the Rainbow Bridge. And that's the old is it Ruthven Bridge in Cotter?
I don't know what you call it.
Yeah, it's just an old bridge, an old Rainbow Bridge in Cotter, Arkansas. Beautiful shot. Will this take us to the other one? Or
yeah, I can switch right over to the other one.
Let's take a look at that real quick. So you know that it is a live shot. Look at that water moving. We've had some rain in our area, and we've had some rain up north, so they're running some generators right now, and it's just beautiful. And we appreciate Bob and Linda Zadora, the Z-Team. If you want to check this out, go to retiretoarkansas.net. There's an icon in the lower right-hand corner that you can click onto that and just let that play all day if you want to. And it'll screen through, 5 or 6 different shots that it'll pick up. And but for all your real estate needs, give Bob and Linda Zadora, the realtors that you can recommend to a friend, 870-405-0793. Give them a call. Let them help you get a piece of God's country. And now the weather. Here we go. You've already got it set up.
Yeah, I've already got it ready for you.
Look at you.
Man, look at me.
51 degrees in Mountain Home, 49 in Harrison, 54 in Batesville, 53 in Yellville. Marshall's at 55, Salem at 49. Mountain View is at 55, West Plains 49, Springfield, Missouri 45, Poplar Bluff, Missouri is 53, St. Louis, Missouri is 47, and Watford City, North Dakota is 34. A little chilly up there.
A little bit.
Well, let's take a look at this national. I just love how the weather just knows to stay out of Arkansas.
You went over to the other screen.
Yeah,
you're messing me up here.
I like it. Keeps you on your toes. But can you believe that? Look where their warnings are. They just stop at the Arkansas border. And
most of the pink there, that's the fire warning. That's fire risk.
Yeah. Okay. Where was I supposed to go? The first screen to the left?
Yeah. You run from left to right.
Oh, well.
I know that sounds funny, but
I like to be different. Take a look at the radar shot. We're going to put that in motion real quick. And it doesn't look like there's a whole lot moving around. About 9 o'clock this morning, there's not going to be anything to worry about at all. Not any rain in the area. Rained a little bit last night for us here. But you can take a look at the state of Arkansas, and it looks pretty wide open. We'll zoom in a little bit and see if there's anything just dangling around, and there is not. State of Arkansas looks clear all the way back to Siloam Springs, and like I said, around 9 o'clock it's going to be clear all the way through Pocahontas, Walnut Ridge, and Paragould. So if you're traveling to the east, you might run into a little bit of weather, but if you're going south or west, you're probably in pretty good shape. Take a look at this one really quick. Which one is this, Scooter?
That's just
a little broader range.
Yeah, on the warnings and stuff.
Yeah, I think if you're going up towards St. Louis, you may run into some weather. If you're going to Kentucky, you might run into some weather. But if you're going to the west, you're going to the south, you're probably in pretty good shape. 7-day forecast. Today we've got a slight chance of showers today and then sunny. High of 65, low tonight about 41. Tomorrow, Thursday, sunny then mostly sunny and breezy, high of 59. Tomorrow night, low is going to be 37. Friday, partly sunny and breezy, high 49, low 32. If you've got some young plants out in your garden, you might want to cover them up tomorrow night, because who knows how cold it will really get, and you sure don't want to waste your efforts on some dead plants. So Saturday, it's going to be sunny and high of 61. Saturday night, 39, and high Sunday, 75. That ought to be nice coming home from Adidas.
Yeah.
And that right there is Look at the Weather, brought to you by Bob and Linda Zadora, the Z-Team, realtors you can recommend to a friend.
We'll take
our quick commercial break, and we'll be back with some local area news.
It's a matter of taste, and at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home, delicious taste is all you will find. Enjoy signature crafted pizzas and appetizers, as well as oven-baked sandwiches, quesadillas, salads, pastas, and desserts. When it comes time to relax or meet up with friends, Brick Oven Pizza has you covered. Handmade cocktails and ice-cold beer are always available at their fully stocked bar. No time to dine in? No problem. Call in your order and use Brick Oven's convenient drive-thru window for all your to-go orders. It's a matter of taste at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home.
Have you ever?
Thanks for joining us on the morning show on XL7-TV. I'm Bob Rechtenwald, joined by Scooter Callies. And the most important news of the day for the fishermen that are out on Lake Norfolk and Bull Shoals is the lake levels. So we probably ought to hit those. Lake Norfolk is at 554.71, and it's 2.71 above normal, or what they call normal. And Bull Shoals is at 660.11, and that's 1.1 feet above. People need to understand, the more it rains up north, the more water we're going to get in our lakes here, because everything flows down to them.
Yep.
So sorry we missed that in our weather report, but now you've got it. Scooter, Ozark County rejected the internet sales tax proposal by a vote of 63% to 37%. What they were looking to do was level a 2.5% sales tax on any item purchased on the internet.
Oh, okay. Just lower it down.
No, they were trying to get taxes onto the internet purchases. Right now, they don't charge local tax on internet.
Oh, I thought they did. Okay.
How it normally worked, or did work in a lot of places, is the only time they could charge sales tax is if you had a brick and mortar presence in that state or in that area. So, in Little Rock, Arkansas surplus for the current fiscal year is approaching $500 million as sales tax collections continue beating expectations. So there's more money in the coffers in the state. The Department of Finance and Administration said that the state's net annual revenue for fiscal year beginning January 1 totals were more than $5 billion, and that's $456 million above forecast, and that's more than $390 million above last year. So folks are shopping in Arkansas. North Arkansas Electric Co-op is warning of a public scam, a new scam. NAEC says that a caller will identify themselves as an employee of the co-op to inform customers they've been overcharged for services. Then they will ask the caller for a debit card or credit card so they can refund the overcharged amount to the customer. North Arkansas Electric says that they do not contact folks. They don't conduct their business that way, and they urge all customers to just hang up immediately. For any questions about this new scam that NAEC has discovered, call North Arkansas Electric Cooperative at 870-895-3221. You ever get those calls during the day?
I have. I had one time back when we had the restaurant, I had a call, and they said I didn't pay my electric bill. And, we went through, and it's like, yeah, I paid it. No, you hadn't paid it. And if we got your shut-off notice, we're going to have to come out and shut it off if it's not paid today. And come to find out it was the wrong electric company. That's how I figured out it was a scam. But
I had one call the company that I work for, and they said the same thing. And I said, well, I tell you what, you need to come check your meter. Oh, we don't need to check the meter. I said, yeah. I said, you come and check this meter and bring me a copy of my current bill, and I'll get the owner of the company to write you a check. Oh, well, we can't do that. Why not? Well, I'm not in Arkansas. Oh, well, then you need to just hang up. And they did. The Viola High School robotics team, Mechanically Challenged, is headed to the first championship in Houston later this month based on their performance at the Arkansas Regional First Robotics Tournament. this past weekend in Searcy. The team is in need of some funds to pay for the trip, and the trip runs from April 20th through April 23rd. The team mentors are Kevin Thrasher and Chad Cooper. Their phone number to reach one of them is 870-458-2213 for anyone that would like to make a donation. Or you can email kevint@viola.ncsc.k12.ar.us. So by golly, help out that robotics team over in Viola, give them a boost, a shot in the arm, and help them get to their championship competition in Houston. Scooter, do you know this last basketball season, Will Stewart down at Norfolk led the Lady Panthers of Norfolk to his second consecutive state championship in basketball? Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Well, he did, but now he's going to get an opportunity to do it for Russellville because he is taking the job at Russellville. Will Stewart is state championship basketball coach in Norfolk, and he is leaving Norfolk. He was hired Monday to go to Russellville to be the head basketball coach at Russellville High School. Stewart just finished his third season at Norfolk, leading the Lady Panthers to back-to-back state championship games in the past 2 seasons, winning the title with a victory over Mammoth Spring. He compiled a record of 80-30 in his time at Norfolk. So he's done a good job there.
Good job.
See how he can do it at a bigger school. The Mountain Home Bombers and Lady Bombers games against Van Buren yesterday were postponed, but the Bombers will play tonight and the Lady Bombers will play tomorrow night, which is Thursday, in conference play at Van Buren. Also want to mention that Mountain Home Junior High Lady Bomber basketball coach Lindsay Larry has been named Junior High Coach of the Year by the Arkansas Basketball Coaches Association.
Good job. Congratulations.
You know, she's been around that basketball program a long time. I remember watching her when she was a student athlete playing.
She has.
Both the Mountain Home soccer teams dropped their matches against Greenbrier. Lady Bombers lost theirs 3-0, and the Bombers lost theirs 4-2. And got a little bit of community news. We'll wrap this up real quick with some community news. If you're wanting to get your taxes done, there's some tax aid. AARP Tax Aid provides free tax preparation for anyone, especially senior citizens. If you're filing jointly, you both need to be there. Go by a First Presbyterian Church located at 1106 Spring Street in Mountain Home, and that runs 8 to 5. I think it's Monday through Friday. So, and with that, we can wrap it up so we can get the mayor on.
All right. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detail services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
At Connor Family Funeral Home, our goal is to provide our friends and neighbors with caring, compassionate services at an affordable price. Connor Family is a full-service funeral home that offers a wide range of services to meet your family's needs and customs. We are the first on-site crematory in the area and provide many options to memorialize your loved ones and address all the details for a more personalized service. Where compassion and affordability meet, Connor Family Funeral Home in Mountain Home.
When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, it's our desire that you think about finding a way to live your life to the fullest while living with a serious illness. If you ever need help and support, we provide a team of healthcare professionals and volunteers that will support your physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects of life while doing the same for your family and caregivers in the comfort of your own home or wherever you call home. When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, we hope that you grant us permission to walk on the journey with you. Your not-for-profit option since 1979.
The 9th annual Night with Your Knight and Father-Daughter Ball will be coming up May 6th and 7th each night at the Shed in Mountain Home. Dads and daughters or mothers and sons date night, filled with dancing, dessert, a keepsake gift, and a limo ride. Don't miss an opportunity to make some memories. Tickets on sale now at choosemhca.com. That's the 9th annual Night with Your Knight and Father-Daughter Ball on May 6th and 7th at the Shed in Mountain Home. Tickets on sale now. Don't miss it. At Letty's Mexican Restaurant, we're here to keep you safe during these difficult times, as well as serve you the best Mexican food in the area. That's why we've installed a convenient pickup window for all your to-go and pickup orders, as well as a covered outdoor seating area. Give us a call at 870-435-2532 to order your next meal. And don't forget, Letty's also provides catering for small parties or big events. Experience the best in Mexican cuisine. Letty's in Gassville.
When you're out of town, make sure your pet is with someone who will love them as much as you do. At 201 Pet Salon and Resort, your pet is cared for just as they would be at home. 201 Pet Salon and Resort is the only all-suite climate-controlled and air-filtered boarding facility in the area with private and spacious rooms to keep your pet relaxed. And with over 3/4 of an acre of fenced play area, your pet will receive the proper exercise they deserve. 201 also offers professional grooming services. Your best friend is in good hands at 201 Pet Salon and Resort in Mountain Home.
Welcome back to the morning show, brought to you by XL7-TV. Right now joining me is Mayor Hillrey Adams.
Bob, how are you this morning?
Not too bad. How about yourself?
And I'm doing great. I'm glad we didn't get much rain last night, and don't want to see any rain for a little while. That's the last thing I want to see around here.
What's got you rain scared, Mayor?
Do what now?
What's got you rain scared? What's got you feared of some rain?
Because I'm behind at Keller Park. You know, we're supposed to start playing softball April 18th. And Mother Nature has not been our best friend out there this spring by any stretch of the imagination. We still got a shot, but we really need pretty weather, and we don't need any more delays out there.
Well, let's back this up just a little bit, Hillary, and let people know what's going on at Keller Park.
Well, what's happening out there, Bob, you know, as part of the park improvement that was approved back on March 9th, Keller's the first park to get a major overhaul in this project. We are going in there and we're taking those softball fields, there's 4 of them, and we're turfing the infields on each one of them. And by putting that turf down, there won't be any more rainouts, no more 2, 3, 4 days at a time you can't play softball. Mm-hmm. You know, you get a rain out there, once this turf goes down 30 minutes after the rain, you're back on the field playing, sometimes even less, you know. Mm-hmm. But also, Bob, if you'll remember there on the east side of that old concession stand between there and the parking lot, it's just a gravel area, and it always held a lot of water. Mm-hmm. You know, nothing out there but 4 softball fields and gravel and a mess in between them. So we're rebuilding that area in there. We've put in a bunch of underground drainage out there so that water will get out of there. Now the way the drainage works on the fields that's under that turf, there's a drainage system and under each one of those infields now. That water comes to a certain point, and when it does, it'll drop into that underground drainage system. And that's also collecting the rain water off of that plaza or whatever that is.
What used to be the parking lot.
In the air. And it'll take that and dump it on the south end of the back 2 softball fields in that ditch back there. And so it will get that water out of there now. And then, so we're redoing all that, rebuilding all that in there to be nice, concrete sidewalks, landscape, sod. You know, it's going to be an attractive facility. And then on the west side, which would be the side between the concession stand and the dog park, mm-hmm. You know, down at the bottom of the hill, there's a little pavilion. It's always just been a gravel hill mm-hmm. up to it. Every time it'd rain, it'd wash out, and people would complain they couldn't get up there to the concession stand in their cars to unload goodies in the concession stand. And that was very much true. So we're rebuilding that side and putting in a parking lot on that side, a real parking lot that'll be hard surface. But that's going to basically become an ADA lot, so that those people who you know, have those restrictions on them can pull up there, park by the concession stand, and have a better access to all 4 fields from coming from that far parking lot out there. Plus, we've taken down, if you'll recall, there was a bunch of old chain link fence backstops.
Mm-hmm.
All those are gone. New concrete block stem walls are up that are about, I want to say 26 inches, something like that tall.
Okay.
And then we've put in that netting system. There's a group of poles. If you drive through there now, you'll see a bunch of these real tall black poles out there. What on earth are those black poles for? Well, those hold the cable system up. And so there'll be a 60-foot high net around each field that's tied to that concrete block wall. And so when you're sitting there now in the bleachers or in your lawn chair looking at the game, you're not going to be looking through a chain link fence. You're going to be able to see the game now.
Looking through a little finer net.
Much, much finer netting, and it's something that's become pretty much the norm.
It's what they use over at the baseball and softball.
It's over at McLean Park. It's over there. And so that work is well underway. The dugouts, the walls are in. They've been rebuilt. Turf is due to be, we've got the turf contractor is due in here sometime after lunch today to meet with us. They've had subcontractors here working, getting the base on the fields and getting ready. They're coming in today, and tomorrow we'll be doing some inspection of that work by the subs to make sure that the grade's right on the fields and stuff like that, and they're packed the way they want them. Turf is due to be delivered Monday, and they will have another crew comes in. It's a turf install crew.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be here to unload that turf. Monday is the plan right now, and they'll start putting turf down on those fields next week out there. So we're hoping that we can at least get 2 of the fields the turf on next week. Maybe, possibly, a big maybe, possibly a 3rd one, and then the 4th one the following week. So we're a little bit behind, but yesterday we had 2 or 3 meetings with some of the softball teams. They're in the middle of doing their drafts and getting their teams organized now and all that stuff. And so we met with them yesterday, and we'll make a decision by the 1st of the week. Do we just push the season back, say a week, 10 days? Do we open up and play? They don't normally play on Friday night. It's a Monday, Tuesday, Thursday night league. We could add a night to it, and shorten the time up. So we got some decisions that have to be made. We are going to have softball. It'll be on new fields, and we may not be 100% done with that area between the fields.
Right.
But that doesn't keep the kids from playing ball.
As long as the fields are done, the kids don't care about the landscape.
I promise you, those girls that are going to be out there playing ball, they're not too interested in what goes in between them.
Yeah.
They won't be on that field, and so that'll happen, and we'll get it finished. It just may not be quite as soon. So that's why Mother Nature needs to be my best friend right now and bring me a lot of sunshine and keep things dry out there so we can finish that up. We've already, while we're on the parks, in that same group that's doing Keller, they will start up at Clista Willette on the improvements we're going to make up there after this year's baseball season. Youth baseball at Clista Willette will start April the 18th.
Okay.
And so right after that season wraps up, probably early June, I think it usually gets done, somewhere in that Memorial Day week area there, depending on rainouts and stuff. Then we'll move everybody up to Calista, and we'll start that project sometime in June probably. And we'll have that one completely done before next season opens up.
I see they're doing some stuff at the Legion Park.
Yeah, one of the things we're doing up at the Legion, and we'll probably start today, putting the footings down. If you'll remember up there, Bob, at the Legion, there's an old chain link fence that went dugout to dugout. And it's some very, very heavy gauge chain link. And it had a crossbar just about seemed like every 3 or 4 foot.
Right.
Holding that up. The poles and that, they held that backstop up were at least 4 to 6 inch galvanized pole. But it was really a short fence, and a tremendous number of foul balls landed in Spring Street out there. Of course, I tell Coach White all the time, you're supposed to teach them to hit it dead on, straight away.
Hit out.
Hit
not
out,
up.
not up. I tell him that's a little poor
Maybe
coaching.
we need to start coaching that.
Poor coaching if they're not hitting straight away. But anyway, a lot of balls over the years have landed in Spring Street and over to church and those people's yard. So we're doing the same thing there. We're taking that fence down that's there, and we're putting in the same stem wall system, and we'll have netting that goes on top of that that'll be 60 foot tall.
Okay.
And that's always been an issue. And I remember when my boy played Legion ball, you'd sit there and you're trying to see the game, and you sit down in your chair and you got to bend down a little bit to see an underbar. You got to stand up to see over. It's just, it has served its purpose for a long, long time. And, very appreciative of the people that years and years ago that put that in and made that happen, because most of that was done at a time when, we were getting anybody and their brother that could go out and volunteer and help and do that. And we wouldn't have it without those people. No doubt, Cooper Park, that field would not have been here without a lot of volunteer work many, many years ago, and you remember some of that. But it's time to make some improvements and facelift that, and that's the only thing we're doing there is from dugout to dugout. We're putting in that netting and that stem wall system. We'll probably come back next year and put sunshades over the bleachers, but we're going to leave that a grass field. You want at least one really, really nice, really well maintained
old school baseball field.
Old school baseball. And there's been numerous times, Bob said, since the high school built that new complex, when they've had like the state tournament, they need more than one field.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of times when Mountain Home has contacted us, Coach Heskey, and said, look, we got a game next week on the grass field. Could we go up and practice on that one? And so you want to have a natural grass field. And, that field, Lester White Field up there last year, Cody McKee, the Parks Maintenance Director or Foreman, and his crew of people out there in that maintenance shop, they had done a lot of work on that, and they had that thing mowed and lined and green, and Flippin held a tournament over here.
Right, I remember that last year.
Before that tournament, we got out there and got some really good pictures, and that field was named the Natural Grass Field of the Year by the Arkansas Turf Management Association last year.
Cool.
And so, you want to have one of those in town, and if anything were to happen to that field other than grass right now, I think Lester White would have a runaway too, because he's old school baseball, and that's what it's about, that old school stuff right there. And, it's not like we're trying to get in 6-7 games 3 nights a week like we do out at the recreation park. You want those kids out there at that recreation field. That's what it's about, to play ball, not to be rained out 3 nights a week.
Right. Had the best opportunity
to get those kids out there and play, and so that's going to happen now.
We better take a break. We'll be back with the Mayor of Mountain Home, Hillrey Adams. You're watching The Morning Show on XL7-TV. Scooter?
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
Overhead Door, a garage door company that has been with your family from the beginning, through all the ups and downs of life. From the small repairs to making your vision a reality. Overhead Door, your trusted garage door expert since 1921. Be sure you're getting the genuine, the original overhead door service.
Call Overhead Door Company of North Arkansas today in Mountain Home.
Are you looking for the best barbecue in 2 states?
Holy smokes!
Want the meatiest fall-off-the-bone ribs?
Holy smokes!
The most tender and delicious pulled pork?
Holy smokes!
The tastiest brisket in the Ozarks?
Holy smokes!
Holy Smokes Barbecue and Catering is the only place you need to go. Dine in, carry out, and the best food for your next catered event.
Holy smokes!
We're your mountain home for great barbecue cooking.
Holy smokes!
A higher calling for your taste buds.
At Serendipity Bliss, we love turning your day into a once-in-a-lifetime memory by offering unique, beautiful, and specialized event and wedding rentals that can transform any atmosphere into something you will never forget. Whether it's your dream wedding, a golden anniversary, sweet 16 party, or a company event, we can make any event blissfully perfect. Serendipity Bliss carries unique specialty gifts and bridal jewelry and helps coordinate decor, table items, theme-related pieces, and more. Make your day blissfully perfect with Serendipity Bliss, located behind Car Care Mountain Home.
Scrap that.
You're watching the morning show on XL7-TV, and with us right now is Mayor Hillrey Adams from the City of Mountain Home. What else is going on in our great city? I know there's lots of improvements. The Hickory Park project.
Yeah, let's talk about Hickory for just a minute, Bob. We let the contracts and signed those last week for the new restroom up there. You were building a new access point coming in from Dyer Street. It'll be an access to that new all-inclusive playground, which is here. The playground's here. It's in storage.
Okay.
So we're up there now. Hopefully we'll have the pad for the new restroom finished this week, and the pad for the playground will be getting very close. The contracts are let for the contractors going to come in and build that new restroom. It'll be an ADA accessible restrooms. It'll be setting up the hill behind the one that's there now that was built in 1955. It'll be behind that a little bit. All of that upper level from up there, you know, will basically be part of this new all-inclusive playground that we've heard so much about. And we're really hoping, and the contract calls for the people building that restroom to have it done somewhere around the middle of part of May. We want to get that done and all that cleaned up and opened up, that new playground up before Memorial Day weekend, which is opening of the Baxter Summer Concert Series. It'll be back in Hickory Park. And so there's going to be new lighting put up there. You know, Bob, if you'll remember, basically the upper half of that, if I understand right, there was a softball field and a huge horseshoe area up there. Well, that horseshoe area at one time, I think, was a tennis court that had been converted to horseshoes. So all that's been tore out up there and cleaned up, and we're still going to have enough room up there that in the future, you know, a few years down the road, there's enough space left up there that if we wanted to put in like one of these Miracle League fields, which is, you know, would feed off of that all-inclusive playground for those children that have special needs, to have a little small, they're like a little t-ball type field.
Right.
And so that's way down the road, that part. That wasn't in this first project that we're doing. But Hickory Park, it doesn't look like by Memorial Day you'll even recognize it anymore. And so you're very anxious to get that wrapped up there and finish that. The architect engineering teams that are working on the design of the new community center, Their deadline or schedule is this week to have a schematic drawing to us so that we can start putting together, some estimates so the contractor can on what the cost is on that building and start building those numbers for us, That design is supposed to be here this week and in the hands of the contractor, and hopefully we can start on the site plan and see that, because before we can get to building that thing, a lot of dirt's got to be moved, and we're actually going to have to build a road up into that park access there. So we're hoping, and it's looking right now like possibly late June, July, we could start pushing some dirt out there and getting the area at least prepped and ready.
What about the lakes at McCabe? I had 7 of my 9 grandchildren and their parents here 2 weekends ago.
You were busy.
Yeah, and they all want to go fishing, so we went over to McCabe. And as we were walking around between the lakes or around one of the lakes, there was a young family there, and they had a baby. And I overheard the mom talking to the dad, said, "Boy, I wish I had a restroom out here." Is there any plans to ever put some restrooms out there?
There will be. Every time we put a portable something out there now, some of these people don't know how to act in town.
Mm-hmm.
Want to run. We had one run over with a car out there back last fall.
Yeah.
And I made the decision, don't put another one out there in the wintertime. Leave it. I think they're going to put some more portables out there right now, but in the far, not so far near future, there'll be something out there. Now it may be up closer to the community center or something else, or it may not be right there at that.
Mm-hmm.
When you put, we had this issue come up 2 weeks ago in Hickory Park, Bob. One of the things I want to put in these is outside surveillance on them, so that we know who's in and out of those restrooms. And we had some folks go up there at Hickory 2 weeks ago, and we had to do some fix up and clean up behind them right there. It's just people don't take care of other people's stuff like they should. And when you put something out in a remote spot like that, that's another opportunity for them right there, which we do need it out there. And I'm sure now that we're getting into the springtime of the year and a lot of folks been out there, we'll get some more portables out there. But I've already told them when they go back this year, if they're not out there, put them in a spot you can't drive to them.
Yeah. Put them over next to a tree or something.
Yeah. If you're going to hit the restroom, you're going to have to hit the tree first. Find 2 trees and stick it between it. The only problem is you got to be able to get to it with a vacuum truck.
Yeah.
To clean it out. So, there needs to be something out there, and that mom's right. Not a lot of that out there now. So, that's where pretty much the summary of the parks and what's going on. But I don't know. Today is Wednesday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all realize what today is or not, but
it's Wednesday.
Pardon me?
It's Wednesday.
Yeah, it's Wednesday, but it's also the day of the second farmers market this year in a new location. And I was out of town this past weekend, but I have heard nothing but rave reviews about the farmers market and the move down to between 4th and 5th in that parking lot between Yellcott and District Court.
Mm-hmm.
And when we partnered up with the food bank, I just had this good feeling that was the way to go with a farmers market. And Saturday I was getting some pictures throughout the morning from Jeff Quick with the food bank, and they have done a marvelous job of organizing the market. It's not all about tomatoes and ears of corn anymore, and squash and okra. They had crafts down there. They had people selling, leather products they had made and wood products, and they're doing a great job of creating an event.
Mm-hmm.
The first Saturday of each month, they will actually have live entertainment down there. A little band playing. I think the hours are 7 to 1 o'clock. I'm not sure about Wednesday hours, but I'm anxious to drive down there today.
I know it started at 7 o'clock this morning, so.
And see what's happening down there. It may not be quite like a Saturday was, but I did see, and Jeff and them are doing some things to try to help raise money for the food bank. And you'd have to get him to explain this to you because he's much better at it than I am. But they raised enough money down there Saturday where their booth rentals and some other things they had going on for 109,000 meals.
We mentioned that yesterday in our little news
Dude,
report.
that's outstanding.
That's a great number.
And I promise you with what, and you remember back when you and I were on the council together, you know, at one time the city was in the farmers market business. The county's had it the last few years. It's been tossed around like a beach ball, you know.
And now it has a home.
It has a home. And I will tell you, Jeff and I last Friday had a meeting. We've got a partner that is stepping up to the plate with us to help us go after some grants and, you know, try to promote farmers market and healthy living and getting that fresh produce and those fresh vegetables and healthy food down there. And we're actively going after some opportunities to get some funds so that we can build a permanent structure down there. We want an open air structure down there. You don't want any sides on it. You want to just be able to walk one side to the other. You want a restroom down there at that. Not only for the vendors, but for the people down there at the market that are there. On rainy days, they can still sit there. They don't have to put up those pop tents like they do. And, you know, have it to where it's going to be a much better facility on that lot. And I feel very, very good about our chances of that happening with the help of the food bank and what they're doing on that market. So if you hadn't had a chance yet, and I hadn't, but I will today, go down there and visit that market on Saturdays and Wednesdays.
Explain exactly where that's at, Mayor.
Well, you know, there's a parking lot between 4th and 5th Street and Church and Shira Street. It's right downtown. It'd be a block. You know where the old First Baptist Church was? The county owns that old church building. It's diagonally right behind that. And if you're driving down 4th Street and you know where the big Yelcott office building is and their home office, right straight across from Yelcott. The city has a square block there. And it's just sitting there, and the only thing that's good for is for the guy that mows the grass to get his exercise over there.
There you go.
And so we're putting that lot to use, and very excited about the food bank and what the work they're doing with that market this year for us.
Good deal. Let's take a break. You're watching the morning show on XL7-TV. We'll be back in just a minute.
Scrap Daddy's Metals is a full-service scrap recycling center accepting your scrap metals for recycling, paying you top dollar for all of your recyclable metals. They even buy cars and catalytic converters. Give them a call today at 870-424-6120 or visit them at 2821 Highway 5 North in Mountain Home. Close to Lake Norfolk and a short journey to Jordan County Line Liquor is your destination for all your refreshment needs. They offer the widest variety of all your wines, beers, and liquors with the cleanest atmosphere and the largest selection in the area. Not sure what to get? Ask Jordan County Line Liquor's friendly and knowledgeable staff for an expert recommendation you can't go wrong with. Also, don't forget about the Smoker's Den for all your smoking and accessory needs. That's Jordan County Line Liquor, close to Lake Norfolk, located on Highway 177 in Jordan, Arkansas.
Hi, it's Bob Zadora of the Z-Team at Century 21 Lemac Realty, 1024 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. As you know, we are all facing some unusual times. Be calm. Be smart. The business world of real estate will continue. We may have some delays and some changes that are out of our control, but life will go on, and this too will pass. Give thanks for this wonderful country that we live in. Give thanks for the neighbors that we share. If there's anything we can do to give you a hand, give us a call, 870-405-0793. And check out our website, retiredtoarkansas.net.
It's a matter of taste, and at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home, delicious taste is all you will find. Enjoy signature crafted pizzas and appetizers, as well as oven-baked sandwiches, quesadillas, salads, pastas, and desserts. When it comes time to relax or meet up with friends, Brick Oven Pizza has you covered. Handmade cocktails and ice-cold beer are always available at their fully stocked bar. No time to dine in? No problem. Call in your order and use Brick Oven's convenient drive-thru window for all your to-go orders. It's a matter of taste at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home.
Have you ever noticed?
Very close.
You're watching the morning show on XL7-TV. I've got Mayor Hillrey Adams from the city of Mountain Home with me. Mayor, I'm going to kind of put you on the spot a little bit.
Uh-oh.
But had a lot of folks asking me in the last 6 months, because I used to be in the internet business here, what's happening with Suddenlink?
I wish I knew the answer to that, Bob. You can't get a hold of anybody here anymore. Their service is absolutely horrendous. At City Hall, I'll tell you this, we're fully aware of the problems with Suddenlink. We have no control over that. I've got problems nearly every Monday when I go home. We've had an issue Sunday night or Monday. Mm-hmm. We had to reboot our system. It's very, very frustrating, and if I could do anything to get rid of Suddenlink, that'd be out the door today. I can promise you. At my house, I just don't have options.
Right.
What I'm telling folks to do, and what we've been advised to do, Bob, by the Attorney General's office, is, if you call into City Hall with a complaint about Suddenlink, we're logging that complaint. We're keeping a record of those complaints. But we're also telling you to contact the Attorney General's office and file a complaint with them. And because that's all regulated by the state, and I believe it is FCC who regulates that. It's out of my hands. I wish that I could come in today and say, hey, Bob, I want you going in that business and doing this, but it's something that's beyond our control.
The franchise agreements that the city has, and they have a number of them with the larger companies, are those just never ending, or are those ever up for review?
I would imagine some of them, like with the energy and electric co-ops, and some of those could very well probably be never ending. The service areas are defined, just like we have water service areas defined between us and other cities around what's that designated area. But we do not actively see an agreement to sign with Suddenlink. That's all handled, I guess at the state level, and I am as frustrated as anyone in Mountain Home, I can promise you. And I have voiced my concerns and complaints, and I do know that this past year, the state of Arkansas enacted some legislation that is now providing some options for that. It hasn't really, I think it took effect in July. So, that's just a few months out now, 6, 7, 8 months. Well, approaching a year, 9 months maybe. But I know in Cabot, Arkansas, they're one of the first cities that's going to be doing some stuff that will help push Suddenlink completely aside. And so we're watching that very close. I've actually had 2 or 3 conversations with the city of Cabot about what they're doing, how they're going about it, because they're just like us almost in Cabot. It's pretty close, a lot of similarities in who are their providers there, the size of the service area, and some things like that. You would not believe the similarities between the two of us. And so we're following and watching them. In fact, 2 weekends ago, I was at a meeting in Little Rock and sat down and had a talk with their mayor and one of their council members about how they're going about doing what they're doing. It's just something that takes a while, but that doesn't help us today. It doesn't help us next week with issues with Suddenlink. So if you got complaints or problems, feel free to call City Hall. I'll tell you up front, all we're doing is recording it, and documenting the call so that it makes our case stronger.
Right.
But I can't come out and fix it for you.
It's just, in my opinion, it's just good to know that the city knows about it, you know about it. There is something proactively being recorded and hopefully to be done about it through the Attorney General of the State of Arkansas.
Yeah.
So that'll be good. Let's shift gears. What's happening with the roads in Mountain Home? You got any street projects coming up?
We do. We're wrapping up. Should be finishing up this spring here, hopefully soon. We've been doing a lot of work over there behind Carl Wayne's Nursery, Cone and Cooper and Dimitri and some of those streets, going all the way up the top of the hill to Inverness. Getting pretty close to having all that project wrapped up and getting ready for some overlay there. That's probably the biggest of the ones we got now. I've had some of the street crews helping try to get this park situation roughed in and get us to the point where we can save some money in doing that by utilizing those crews in some situations versus bidding it out, to general contractors and stuff. So we've had some help then. There's going to be a project startup on Russell Street. There where you come off 201 by Baxter Lab.
Right.
We're going to take that up, go around the curve and go north on Russell up to, I believe, Breckenridge is how far we're going to, which is the last street in the city, and widen and improve that up there. But that'll probably be starting sometime later this summer when we get up there. We've done a little preliminary stuff, but we hadn't got a lot really going up there right now.
Dyer Street and Hickory Street.
Dyer Street and Hickory.
Park, will those be prepared and ready?
They're the north part of Hickory will be out of that as far as the sewer work before the concert season starts late May. But then we're going to come back down to the Baxter Bulletin. If you remember last year, we were sitting at the loading dock of the Bulletin, and we went north up Hickory. All that's old concrete sewer line. It's being replaced. When they get as far north as we're going and tie it all together, and we did that so we'd be out there by the concert time, then we're coming back to the Bulletin. We're going to come south. We're going to come in front of City Hall. I think then we're going down 8th Street back towards the sheriff's, the jail. That's what I mean to say. And back in there and tie in some stuff. We'll have it all cold patched back where we've dug at in those streets and replaced some sewer and water lines and stuff. This year all it'll get is a cold patch. But Dyer, Hickory, I think it's Lee, and then a block or two of 2nd and 3rd, whatever those streets are up there, right in there behind Dairy Queen. All that's been approved already and under the state aid overlay program. So next year sometime those will get overlays, and that'll be funded by the state of Arkansas.
Oh, good.
For us right there. So it's been approved in there. And that's one reason we're trying to get in there and get all that in-ground work done. And I'll tell you what, Bob, you go by and you see that work being done, and you think, them guys just sitting there knocking out some rock and laying in a pipe. But I stopped the other day, and they were setting a manhole. And I looked down in there, and where they had the manhole in, they were building it up out of the ground. There's a storm drain in the road. There's 2 high-pressure gas lines going different directions in there, and a water line. And I thought, boy, I wouldn't want to be that guy on that backhoe. People on the wrong swing. So, those people, when you see them out there working, you think, golly, all they're doing is digging a ditch. That's a very meticulous task.
I'm telling you.
And I'm very thankful we got some folks out there that know what they're doing, because when I looked down there and I said, what, those 2 yellow line pipes, what are those? High pressure gas. That would not be pretty.
No.
If something happened to them. So, that is moving along up there and should be wrapped up here, that north end of it before the concert started. And look for some announcements here in the next day or two. Ricky Crawford's working on the concert series. Until he gets ready to make that announcement and pull that trigger, I know for a fact he's got some pretty good shows lined up for this summer down at Hickory Park. So
that'd be great.
Get down there and see those.
1 minute.
That means that we got about 45 seconds. So
Okay.
really quickly, how you feel about everything that's going on around the square?
Love it. Love the activity down there. Bob, when you can drive by down there on a Wednesday night now, a Thursday, used to, the only time you saw a crowd down there is when the quorum court met.
Yep.
After hours. But now you drive down there and you see people sitting in the Fork having dinner. You see people setting up at Raps. You see Rio Brio open. You see traffic around that square. And that's what it's been all about all along.
It's no longer just a dead area.
It's, you know, when you drove by there, it looked like a ghost town after the courthouse closed at 4:30. And you know, prior to the old time fire, October 31st.
You know, I have to give them credit. I think they sparked all
They
this
sparked that. But you know,
We
used
gotta wrap
to.
up.
We got to wrap.
Prior to that, it was just after lunch at old time. It was dead down there.
Yep.
All
But
right,
now
and
it's
we
not.
are gone.
Looking
we will
good.
see everybody tomorrow.